Welcome back to the channel, where today we are analyzing one of the most resilient stories in college basketball, the midseason resurgence of the Kentucky Wildcats. Just a few months ago, the Big Blue Nation was in a state of panic as non-conference losses mounted and early SEC play looked like a downward spiral. However, Mark Pope has proven his coaching mettle, steering this roster through significant injuries and identity crises to put them back in the hunt for a high seed in March. This team has completely flipped the script since the calendar turned to 2026, finding a rhythm that few thought was possible during the dark days of December. They aren't just winning games, they're doing it with a level of grit and chemistry that has come to define this new era in Lexington. From a massive road upset in Knoxville to dominant home stretches at Rupp Arena, the Mark Pope effect is officially in full swing. This turnaround is a testament to a group that refused to fold when the national media counted them out. As of now, Kentucky is playing like a top 10 team, and the rest of the SEC is starting to look over their shoulders. Today, we're breaking down the 9 specific players who stepped up to fuel this incredible comeback. Let's look at how the Cats went from a bubble team to a legitimate threat to cut down the nets in April. Otega Oweh has lived up to his billing as a preseason SEC Player of the Year, though it took a midseason switch to get him there. After a somewhat inconsistent start, Oweh has been on a historic tear in SEC play, averaging over 20 points per game since January. He has become the undisputed closer for this Wildcats squad, repeatedly scoring 20-plus points in high-stakes conference matchups. His defensive intensity has also reached a new level, often taking on the opponent's primary perimeter threat while leading the team in steals. Oweh's ability to drive with force and finish through contact provides the physical edge that Kentucky was missing early on. He etched his name into Kentucky lore with a dominant performance against Tennessee, proving he could lead the team in hostile road environments. Scouts are enamored with his two-way versatility, but Kentucky fans just love his alpha mentality on the court. Whether he's hitting clutch free throws or pinning a shot against the glass, he is the heart of the team's resurgence. As he nears legend status, his efficiency remains a key barometer for Kentucky's success in the postseason. Oweh is the engine that has kept this turnaround moving at full speed. Denzel Aberdeen has stepped into the spotlight as a veteran savior for the Wildcats backcourt during a critical stretch of the season. When injuries threatened to derail the point guard position, Aberdeen used his senior experience to provide stability and clutch playmaking. His breakout performance against Tennessee was a masterclass in second-half dominance, where he willed Kentucky back from an 18-point deficit to a shocking road victory. Aberdeen is a master of the mid-range and the drive, often keeping defenders on his hip with a crafty handle before finishing at the rim. His poise under pressure has allowed the Wildcats to maintain their offensive flow even when possessions get messy. Beyond his scoring, his defensive instincts have improved significantly, making him a reliable point of attack defender in the SEC. Mark Pope has relied on him heavily as a stabilizing force who understands the nuances of the system better than almost anyone. Aberdeen's ability to take care of the ball while still being an aggressive scorer has been a primary reason for the team's improved efficiency. He has fully embraced his role as a leader, guiding the younger guards through the rigors of a brutal conference schedule. Without Denzel's veteran composure, the Kentucky turnaround might have never gotten off the ground. Mouhamed Dioubate became the emotional and defensive heartbeat of the team, providing the physical dog mentality that Mark Pope desperately needed in the front court. After transferring from Alabama, his transition into the starting lineup stabilized a defense that was struggling with consistency during the early non-conference slate. He evolved into one of the SEC's premier glass cleaners, often securing the crucial offensive rebounds that allowed the Wildcats to maintain their high-octane offensive pace. Diabate's versatility allowed him to guard every single position on the floor, effectively shutting down opposing star wings during Kentucky's pivotal winning streak in February. While his scoring remained modest, his selflessness and willingness to protect his teammates at all costs forged a toughness that defined Kentucky's late-season identity. Collin Chandler is the sharpshooting guard who has officially introduced himself to the national stage this season. After showing flashes of potential last year, he has become a foundational piece of Mark Pope's modern, space-oriented offensive system. Chandler recently went viral for a Dunk of the Year candidate that sent Rupp Arena into a frenzy and earned praise from NBA legends. He isn't just a high flyer, though. His 40% shooting from beyond the arc makes him a nightmare for defenses to track. Pope has called him a player with ice in his veins, a nickname he earned with several cold-blooded triples in the second half of close games. His agility and improved defensive footwork have allowed him to stay on the floor for longer stretches, even against more physical guards. Chandler's ability to turn a stagnant possession into a highlight reel play has given the Wildcats a much-needed spark in the starting lineup. He plays with a level of confidence that is contagious, often sparking 10-0 runs all by himself. His maturation as a playmaker has also been a revelation, helping to fill the void left by injuries in the backcourt. Collin Chandler is no longer just a recruit to watch. He is a vital weapon for a title contender. Malachi Moreno has quickly transitioned from a local hero to a national standout in his freshman season at Kentucky. The 7-foot Georgetown native was called upon during a time of immense need for the frontcourt, and he responded with a historic all-around performance. He recently became one of the few players in Kentucky history to record 17 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals in a single game. Moreno's ability to disrupt the ball from the post is the secret sauce that makes Mark Pope's offense truly elite. He plays with a high basketball IQ that belies his age, often finding cutters with pinpoint accuracy when he draws a double team. Defensively, he is a towering rim protector who has made the paint a no-fly zone for opposing SEC guards. His mobility for his size allows him to be effective in the short roll, making him a perfect pick-and-roll partner for Oweh and Aberdeen. Moreno has developed a calming presence on the floor, acting as a defensive anchor while providing steady interior scoring. His chemistry with his teammates has grown rapidly as they've learned to trust him with the ball in high-leverage situations. Malachi is proving that he is not just the future of Kentucky basketball, but a dominant force in the present. Harlan County's own Trent Noah proved that Big Blue roots run deep, emerging as a knockdown specialist who kept the floor space for Kentucky's playmakers. He utilized a significant sophomore leap to become one of the most reliable high-volume shooters in the conference, highlighted by a season-saving performance against Tennessee. Beyond his scoring, Noah's grit in the passing lanes and hustle on the glass transformed him into a savvy defensive disruptor that Coach Pope could trust in crunch time. By embracing this blue-collar role, he provided the essential chemistry and gravity necessary for the Wildcats' late season surge. Brandon Garrison anchored the interior during a critical stretch of the season, stepping into a primary leadership role while the roster's younger bigs found their footing. The former McDonald's All-American transformed his game under Mark Pope, moving away from forced shots to become an elite playmaking center from the high post. His improved conditioning allowed him to play extended minutes as a rim protector, where his verticality and timing become a deterrent for opposing guards. Garrison's professional mindset was often cited by the coaching staff as the stabilizing force that kept the team's morale high after tough road losses. He developed a lethal chemistry with the team's guards, mastering the short roll pass that dissected SEC zones throughout February. By taking ownership of the team's relaxation issues, he pushed the squad to play with a relentless 40-minute motor during the final push for a double bye in the SEC tournament. Jasper Johnson lived up to his billing as one of the most dangerous freshman scorers in the country, providing the microwave offensive punch that saved numerous close games. Growing up just 10 minutes from Rupp Arena, Johnson plays with a visible passion that quickly turned him into a fan favorite during his breakout freshman campaign. When the starting backcourt faced foul trouble or shooting slumps, Johnson's ability to create his own shot from deep provided the instant offense that Kentucky required to stay competitive. His growth as a playmaker was evident throughout the season, proving he was more than just a one-dimensional bucket getter for the Wildcats. Johnson's massive gravity as a shooter opened up lanes for his teammates, ultimately serving as the ultimate X factor in Kentucky's season-saving turnaround. Andrija Jelavic is the Croatian sensation who has fought his way from the bench into a starting role for the Wildcats. The 6'11" forward had to be patient early in the season, but he's become a key stretch four who opens up the floor for the entire offense. Jelavic provides a unique physical presence, recently adopting boxing gloves in practice to improve his toughness and contact seeking on the boards. He has become a reliable three-point shooter in SEC play, hitting crucial shots that force opposing bigs to leave the paint. His performance against Oklahoma was a breakout moment, where he contributed points, boards, and assists while establishing a physical tone early. Jelavic has spoken about his sense of urgency and his desire to prove that he belongs on the front lines for Kentucky. He is a high IQ player who understands Mark Pope's system perfectly, often making the right pass to keep the ball moving. His ability to punch opponents physically has given the Wildcats a defensive edge they lacked in December. Jelavic's growth as a communicator and a rim protector has added another layer of depth to an already imposing frontcourt. He is a prime example of a player who waited for his chance and became a cornerstone of the season's turnaround. There you have it. The blueprint for how the Kentucky Wildcats saved their season and transformed back into a national powerhouse. It hasn't been a perfect road, but the development for these 9 players has given Mark Pope the depth and the versatility needed to win in March. From the superstar leap of Otega Oweh to the interior brilliance of Malachi Moreno, this roster has finally found its identity. They've proven they can handle the physicality of the SEC and the pressure of being the biggest target in college basketball. As the conference tournament nears, the Wildcats are no longer the team to worry about. They're the team that everyone else is worried about facing. The chemistry and resilience shown by this group suggests that the best is still yet to come for the Big Blue Nation. Whether they are playing in Lexington or on the road, this version of the Kentucky basketball is as dangerous as any we've ever seen. It's been a wild ride in 2026, but the Cats are officially back in the championship conversation. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the SEC and the road to the Final Four. Who do you think is the MVP of this Kentucky turnaround? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.